Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a lot to talk about because we're talking about the new updated Vital sets from Nepoagym. So these include the Vital Seamless sports bras, the long sleeve tops, and also the leggings. So Nepoagym has had the leggings for a while, but they did do a few updates that I'm going to go into in a minute. But they just got the tops and sports bras, which are so cute, and you know I like having a full set at the gym, so I'm super excited about that. And everything is super affordable and under $20. Okay, I just turned off my lights back there because I can't tell if it's better to have the lights back there or just like the light up here. So if you want to like let me know down in the comments which ones you guys prefer, please let me know. And before we get too far into the video, I just wanted to let you know this video is sponsored by Nurx. I'm so excited to be partnering with this brand because Nurx is an affordable, accessible way to get birth control right to your door. This company is really helping women take control of their sexual health decisions by choosing when and how they begin birth control without needing a doctor, going to a pharmacy, or risk running out of contraceptives. And it's super easy. Basically, you just select the prescription you want out of 50 different types, or if you're not sure which one works best for you, they do have a team of physicians that can recommend one for you. Then you just answer a few health questions and enter some demographic information, and you're all done. Licensed medical providers from your state actually fill your prescription. Then Nurx fulfills the prescription and then ships it right to your door. And they automatically refill it every month, so you never have to remember to do it yourself. And this is awesome because you don't have to remember to message your doctor to refill the prescription, call the pharmacy, or even go to the pharmacy. They also process insurance, so most people pay $0 a month, or if you don't have insurance, it's only $15 a month, which is super affordable. And they're also HIPAA compliant, so like your information is safe with them, it's not going to go anywhere. If you're already getting your birth control every month, this just saves you the time of having to like refill it every month and go to the pharmacy, and it doesn't cost you any extra. If you are interested in signing up for this, I'll leave the link in the description below. Okay, and now on to the video. The changes they've made to the Vital collection are they've made the material thicker, but it still has the same amount of stretchiness. And I did have the original Vital collection, and I have to say this does feel exactly the same, just slightly thicker. And they also double stitched the seams again, which makes it stronger and more durable for your hardcore workouts, which I love because I do love wearing these to the gym and I work out pretty intensely, so it's perfect. So first I wanted to talk about all of the leggings. So again, it does feel like the original Vital, just like a little bit thicker. If you're familiar with the Gymshark Ombre Seamless or the Nepoagym Ombre Seamless, it's very similar, except slightly less roughness, but it does have that same amount of structure. So I just reviewed the new Vital Seamless colors from Nepoagym, and these definitely have more structure and a little less stretch to them than those. The new colors are super stretchy, which I personally love the stretchiness of that. So, but if you like a little more thickness and structure in your leggings, then these are perfect. Also, I found that some colors have a little more stretch than others. The pink is definitely the most stiff, which is definitely the same as what it was before. And then the blue is kind of in the middle, and the purple is definitely the stretchiest. So if you are looking for something on the stretchier side, I would go for the purple or the blue. They don't have a ton of compression, but it's definitely more than the new Vital Seamless colors, like the new blue and green. And the double thickness waistband has a pretty good compression as well. So in terms of sizing, last time there was a huge size discrepancy between the colors. Like the pink was so small on me. I ordered a small and I literally could barely get them on, and the blue was like super baggy and I was also a small. So there's still some size differences, but it's definitely much more uniform across the board than last time. I have an extra small in the indigo color, and then I have a small in the pink and the blue. So the indigo definitely feels stretchier than the others, like I said, and I actually prefer the extra small in the indigo. The smalls had a teeny bit of room in the waistband for me and a little bit of extra room around the crotch, but not nearly as much as the last time I got the blue that was like seriously like huge. And for the pink, it's slightly less stretchy and it didn't really have a lot of room on my legs, so I definitely wouldn't size up on the pink, at least for me, but it still did have a teeny bit of room in other places. So you can check my measurements down below, but I'd say if you're in between sizes to size down, just because I feel like these run just the teeniest bit big. As for details, these do have a nice subtle dot contouring along them that just adds a little bit of shape to the legs, but without being like a really intense booty contour. I'll show a comparison video between these in the new Vital colors, but I feel like the dots are slightly different. I think that they're just like a teeny bit bigger, but I'll show that in a separate clip. So it's very subtle, but the updated old Vital Seamless is just a teeny bit higher in the waistband, and as you can see, the contouring is just the tiniest bit different, and this contouring just looks like a little thicker than this. I don't know if the dots themselves are actually bigger, but there's definitely some slight differences in contouring. These also have a double thickness ribbed waistband. For the waistband, I do prefer the ombre seamless waistband. Nepoagym did a great job of updating their ombre seamless, and with the waistband, they like tapered it in a little more and it doesn't stretch out anymore. My Gymshark ombre seamless definitely stretched out, but the new Nepoagym ones don't, and I feel like with these Vital seamless ones, ones, they still have a teeny bit of room in the waistband, and I would like to just see them like nipped in just a teeny bit more because I feel like it fits mostly everywhere on me, except the waistband has a little bit of bagginess, and I feel like I see other people wearing Vital Seamless and it does the same thing. So just like a little bit in on the waistband would have helped a lot. They also have a marled fabric. They're about a 7/8 length on me. So in terms of camel toe, I really don't think it's going to be a problem in these leggings. They did update the material so it's a little thicker, and they also don't have a front seam, so I personally had no issues with that. And cellulite could definitely be a potential problem, but I feel like you have a few features of these leggings that's kind of hiding that a bit. Dot booty contour below helps a little bit, and the fabric's also marled, and whenever you have a texture to the leggings, you're less likely to see cellulite. But these leggings are still relatively thin and don't have a ton of compression, so I wouldn't say these are totally cellulite proof. So in terms of squat tests, I'm still getting used to like my new lighting at home, but I had my ring light and I had a bunch of natural light coming in, and the pink honestly looked pretty good. I think there was a little bit of sheerness at the bottom, so I'd give them like an 8 out of 10, but I personally would be totally fine wearing those to the gym. The blue ones are definitely stretchier than the pink, and I think I'd give those a 9 out of 10. I really didn't notice much sheerness. Again, maybe the teeniest bit at the bottom, but it's really hard to say. And indigo, these were an extra small, so they were smaller than the others, but again, I think these get like an 8 out of 10, tiny bit of sheerness at the bottom, but definitely I wouldn't call them a sheer pair of leggings. So yeah, that's it on the leggings. And now onto the bras. So in terms of sizing, I definitely say true to size. I get a size small because I have a smaller rib cage, but because this bra has a little more coverage, it can definitely accommodate a larger chest. Also, when you get a smaller size, it offers a little bit more compression, which I definitely like. And my favorite part of Nepoagym sports bras is their pads. I've never had an issue with Nepoagym pads. As you can tell, they're really like large pads, and they cover like the whole boob, so you don't have like that thing where you can just see the pad in the bra, which is like a huge pet peeve of mine. I just tried on the new Alphalete sports bras and I had to take the pads out because they were so cheap and small. But Nepoagym, they do a great job on their pads, and the pads actually give a lot of structure and support, so it kind of makes your boobs like a little rounder. So these definitely aren't a high support sports bra. I'd say low to medium depending on how big your chest is and if you have the pads. Definitely more support if you have the pads in. This definitely feels like a more supportive fabric than before. They did make the fabric thicker, so it does have a little bit more support there as well. And I love that this bra isn't super revealing either. It has a lot of coverage. There's not like a ton of cleavage going on, which is really great. And they also have a nice little racer back. And the seam around the armpit, sometimes the sports bras, the seam around the armpit can like kind of scratch you a little bit. This one was low cut enough that it didn't bother me at all. And the fabric they have around the lining there isn't rough at all. It's actually very smooth, so I didn't have any irritation or anything. It felt like And now for the long sleeve crop tops. So I'm personally usually not a fan of these crop tops. I just feel like sometimes they just go like to right below your bra, and like it's basically like a bra with sleeves. But Nepoagym actually did a great job, and these are actually like super long, so they actually provide a really good amount of coverage. I was only showing about an inch or so of skin with the leggings and the crop top together, so if you don't like to show a lot of skin, these would be perfect. I also have a really long torso, so if you're shorter, you probably wouldn't even see any skin. And I did the little arm lift up test, and this really wasn't moving around very much, which I also appreciate. Some details are that they have thumb holes, and they also are a little more compressive around the hand area. For me, it was just a little too compressive. Like my hands and wrists are just a little bit bigger than this, so it was kind of a little stiff for me in the hand region, which I didn't love. So yeah, I wish there's a little more room in the wrist region, but the rest of the sleeve, where the fabric is just normal, it felt perfectly fine and plenty of stretch and give to it. In terms of sizing, I definitely go with your normal size. The fabric is very giving and stretchy, and I personally am usually between a small and a medium, but I did like the small in these. The only issue was the little hand region, but everything else was great, and I liked that it wasn't baggy at all on me. It also didn't compress my chest at all, which is nice, and it still had a good amount of length even with the small size. So yeah, I think that's everything you need to know about the Vital Seamless sets. Again, if you guys are interested in the Nurx that I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, the link is in the description. And if you choose to buy any of these, I do have my affiliate links in the description. And I didn't say this in the last video, but Nepoagym still wants me to be honest in my reviews, and I will still always be honest in my reviews, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you do choose to purchase these, please use my links. It helps me out so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and so many more videos coming soon, and I'll see you next time. Bye!